So this is a subchapter where we wrap it all together into one big piece. Most of it can be found in the text, which are offered at goyos.world, but I will pick some highlights out of it, as most of it is already discussed. So first of all, what I want you to do is sit down with a pen and paper and ask yourself, what gets me into flow? When was the last time you got into flow? What were you doing? Especially focus on the what. Not so much on the why that brings you into a mental loop. What? Just try to keep your judgment out of it. Just look at it neutrally. Not I had fun skiing. No, I was skiing. Okay, what were you doing? What type of skiing were you doing? I was running. Were you doing interval, duration? Be as specific as you can. Figure out what your triggers are. Yeah. Then write down ways that you can unconsciously or consciously apply both. So your surrounding environment that you can set up, create the foundations to get into flow, so subconsciously, and also the triggers that you can use consciously to get you into flow. So that's the second part. And then 3, create a game plan. I really want you to write this down. When are you going to do this? You already understand the why, you now also understand the how, but we need you to pinpoint a time and a place and then envision it. I'm going to go into flow that particular moment. And just like skiing and just like playing poker for the first time or riding a wave, it will fail. And it will fail then after. And then, but there will probably be somewhere where you actually got the hang of it. Like, hey, oh wow, I actually won my first game of poker by playing good poker. Or hey, I got that wave pretty well. There are infinite amounts of waves. It does not matter if you miss a wave or 1,000 waves, or if you fall down your board 10,000 times for that matter. What the battle is, get into the game, get into the water. If you are standing from the sidelines, you will never experience this superhuman state for you, and you will eventually die without knowing your peak performance state. You don't know how to ripple your music. You will never learn that. This is the moment. There is no better moment than now. So I honestly strongly urge you to get into this action mode and stop getting like, I'm going to do this tomorrow. And now I am not mimicking you, but I'm mimicking my voice that I sound like, tonight I'm going to chill. No, there is no tonight. Like, okay, it's now. You're living your best life now. So you've designed it, stick to the plan in this case. So even when the other voices are stronger, when you don't see clear for whatever reason, you depleted your sources, you're tired or whatever, find your flow. Your body tells you what to do. If you're tired, then rest. If you are too much energy, get rid of the energy. Get grounded, do these awareness exercises, get into the brain methods, so to say, with the theta states, etc. Also disconnect, do all the tips that I gave you, but create your own Lego overview. Pick the pieces of Lego that you like, that you love, that you feel like, hey, I can actually do this. They are challenging, but not overly challenging. And they pique my curiosity. And look beyond your fear, look beyond the obstacles, look beyond that, and that's when you will become a different person. If you don't change your methods or your ways, you will always remain at this plateau level. So be ready to confront yourself in this. So I already told you how I find my flow, and I already told you how you can do this. I want to finalize something about this text, is that you have a balance between forcing something, so by creating your daily structure, where you actually do something day in, day out, although you might not like it, and flowing something. So also despite the circumstances. So I go running even when it hails outside, for that matter. So don't do that on an Italian hailstorm. They are the size of golf balls there, the hailstones. Ask my car, for that matter. But find your daily structure, find your force. Like, okay, then I'm going to get into flow. And then you will see, by picking out these certain topics, like, okay, I really like doing this. I really love doing this. You will grow sort of a flow on certain activities that stick. So try a different palette of options and then pick out the ones like, hey, these are orthothelic for me. So orthothelic, sorry. I really enjoy doing the activity in itself. So I don't care about the output. If you love walking your dog, or if you need exercise, why not combine it, and need nature walk, why not combine it with walking the dog? Perhaps you need to force yourself first, like, okay, I'm going to walk the dog at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., whatever. I don't have a dog, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. Probably more than 2 times a day. But let's say you do 2 times a day, then those are the moments. And then if it's 7 a.m. and it rains, who cares? Go out, walk the dog. You made an appointment with yourself, do that. In the beginning, you need a little bit of force, because if you skip once, that's okay, but never ever skip twice. Don't skip twice. Make that a mantra or whatever, because then your voices are going to take it over. Yeah, yesterday you didn't walk the dog. Are you going to walk the dog tomorrow at 7 a.m.? No matter what, of course, again, sometimes it might be mayhem to go outside, walk the dog, but you will see that 99% out of the 100 excuses are just you giving other reasons other than walk the dog. So no, there's a good television show, or no, somebody might be visiting me, or whatever. So keep your agenda clear, walk your dogs, so to say, and execute. No matter what the voices are telling you inside, the voices are the overcaring mother, and the safe strategy is not always the best strategy at hand. So experiment and train. That's what you need to do. Don't do this. Never stick to one rigid method. Like, try out all these different patterns and see what sticks, and train, because under pressure, you will eventually, when you will be under pressure, the moment will get dire and the storm will be against you, but that's when you relapse to your basic level of training. So train, 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 and rise your level of training. So this is a famous quote from the Navy SEALs that I stole. I can't come up with it like live on the session, but it means, like, indeed, you train not to become your best self, but to become your best trained version when the shit hits the fences, so to say. So keep that in mind. You want to be able to quickly activate flow even when the circumstances do not seem favorable to you. You want to ride those waves even when there are no perfect waves, so to say. So train and become such a good skier that you can ski every slope, for that matter. And that you don't matter whether it's good snow or bad snow, you just enjoy the process. Evolve beyond those labels. So yeah, that's a wrap for finding your own flow. Let's go on to the conclusion, and then after that, let's see some disruptors of flow. If you get rid of those, you will make your life more easy. See you in the conclusion.